everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Kinky Politics. I am your host, Kai, and we are so blessed and fortunate to have Kristen back with us again. Say hello, Kristen.
And coconut.
And coconut. Can't forget about coconut.
No, you can't.
And today's episode is entitled Botox, Fillers, and Plastics. And I mentioned it earlier, but this is, I feel like, an important topic because we definitely have seen the transition of beauty standards. Botox, fillers, and plastic surgery are now part of what is deemed beautiful. And I feel like it is part and parcel, is it parcel? Part and parcel, I feel like it stems from the Kardashians. I feel like they were the ones to kind of put this artificial beauty more on the map. Because, you know, you and I grew up around the same time, and I remember beauty standards were like more simple. It was about authentic beauty. It's about natural beauty. Like, you know, people like Pam Anderson, it was like considered a bit exotic. Like we'd be like, whoa, like, oh
Pam Anderson was natural beauty?
No, I mean, she was naturally beautiful, but her enhancements, right, of plastic surgery and various things, she like was deemed a bit like exotic, you know, like she's part of that like porn world or this industry of glorification of beauty. And it kind of had a smaller following. And, you know, like, I feel like our standard of beauty then was like Kate Moss, like models, you know, Kate Moss and
heroin chic.
Yes. You know, yes. Exactly. Right. But it's changed. And I'm not saying that people then didn't get fillers or Botox or wanted to look younger with fillers and Botox, right? Because you know, we've had a previous topic on a previous episode on how aging women always want to be seen as much younger. Older women want to be seen as younger. So it's a thing that we're obsessed with young beauty. But it was more, first of all, it was something that wasn't talked about and it wasn't acceptable, like in society. It wasn't commonplace. Let me just say that. And it wasn't something so comfortable where people felt like it was okay to talk about, you know?
Yeah.
Now it's just a part of like our normal vernacular. Like it's a part of our like daily speech. Like, oh, you know, I need to go over and get a couple of like, you know, I need to get my lips redone, or I need to get like you know what I'm saying? Like it's just conversation. Not that I ever got my lips done, but I'm saying it's more that it's like, it's just, it seems, I don't know, I hear conversations about it all the time. Like, I'm getting this done, I'm getting that done. Oh, you should go to that person, blah, blah, blah.
But do you find, sorry to cut you off, do you find though, like, I guess friends around our age group, like late 30s, early 40s, still lie about it?
I do.
Because, for me, it's like not a common thing to talk about, and they lie to their husbands about it. And lie
to their husbands. Sorry, I'm just setting my timer.
Yeah, no, like I have quite a few friends that still will not admit they get things done. So it's kind of interesting though to watch like the 20 somethings come up, I guess, that are quite open about it.
Yeah.
Whereas like, I think we're on the cusp of that group that.
You're right. You're right.
Yeah.
You're right about that. You're right about that.
Yeah.
Because I'm also now thinking back to older women who still get work done and pretend like they don't, like
Yeah.
the famous one, Nicole Kidman. And hopefully this doesn't get out. But you know, Nicole Kidman always swears like she never got anything done.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, but hang on, baby girl. Like, you look like a whole other person. Like,
Yeah.
you're not really, that narrative isn't gonna work anymore. Like, you gotta say, like, yeah, I did a little, you know what I mean? Like, everyone reaches
Yeah.
a point.
No. I agree. But I find amongst like just friends I know
It's still
that will lie to my face about it until you say, oh, well, I've had Botox, or, you know, maybe then they'll admit to it. But I guess like 20 somethings, it's like kind of a rite of passage. Now, like, this is what I do. And
yeah. Do you think that is it, I just want to find out, is it Australian women mostly that you're saying don't talk about, or is it American as well?
yeah. Yes.
It's Australian.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That makes a little bit more sense to me, because I feel like the onset of like artificial stuff being cool and over like done really sort of popped off as a result of the Kardashians. Because it's like everyone knows that your butt was never that big. And Kim Kardashian still claims that she hasn't gotten anything done on her butt. And I'm just like, look, now we're in the era of like, you know, the Gen Zs have taken over. They're telling the truth now. Like, just come out with it, you know? It would just save a lot of just bullshit.
Yeah.
But I feel like she and her family made work more acceptable. Like,
yeah,
it just made it more acceptable. I don't know. What do
you think that's a good thing or a bad thing?
I think that whatever makes people happy, is what they should do. So, you know, like, I like natural beauty, but I am also into the idea of enhancement if you choose. You know, it's like, I've seen lots of people who kind of suffer with themselves and the way they look, or the way they feel about themselves. And after getting it, sort of feel a sense of pride and relief, you know, about their appearance again. Yeah. But I feel like too, you're never quite happy with, you're never like, it's almost like you're never really done, you know, like, after, like, who was it? I was watching a thing on this woman who was obsessed with like being a Barbie, and she just kept getting all. It was this doctor show, doctor surgery show, and this woman wanted her waist like taken. It was already like so small. She wanted her waist taken in again, and she wanted her like double something. It was like Z boobs,
body dysmorphia.
That's it. And and they were trying to tell her, like, if you go under again, you could possibly die. She didn't care because, you know, she wanted to just feel happy. And it's like, I don't know. I kind of feel like sometimes plastic surgeons and dermatologists and all those types of people need to kind of have some kind of counseling degree to help these people realize that I mean, but maybe it's a great business model because they know that once you start, you probably won't stop, because because I think the appeal is, you can keep getting it fixed.
Yeah.
And so if you keep at it, you'll get to what you want.
Good plastic surgeons, though, like normally, actually, if they have someone come in like that, we'll make them go to counseling first.
Oh, okay.
So.
Okay, I didn't know that.
Good ones. Yeah.
That's.
But
you know what? Probably considering that. Sorry, I'm putting my leg on the table. Considering that, there are so many like botched plastic surgeries, and there's so many of these like women flying to wherever foreign country to get these illegal surgeries, or to get these surgeries which are a little bit risky. Like, did you know that the Brazilian butt lift is like so deadly? It's like one of the yes, it is like one of the #1 causes of death in young women right now. I'm not kidding.
Goodness.
Exactly.
Really?
Yeah, because apparently there's a large nerve that if the fat, like when they inject the fat into a place in
because the Brazilian butt lift, it takes out, it's like a liposuction and then pumps it back in and then lifts. Is that
what it is? What the problem is they inject the fat into an area in the butt, and if that fat goes into a vein, you know what I'm saying? Like, and the chances of that happening are very common.
But do they liposuction out of other areas first? Is that?
Yeah, sometimes they do, and sometimes they don't.
Or is it like someone else's fat that goes?
Sometimes it is someone else's fat, or it's
really,
or it's a substance. It's a type of liquid, or maybe it's not someone else's fat, but it's some kind of a substance. It's some kind of a liquid. I mean, you've seen those butts, those like botched butts where they look like bricks. You've seen.
I love Botched, the show.
I need to see that. And I'm too afraid.
Did you ever hear about there was a woman practicing, I think it was in the Bronx, out of her garage, and she was like putting cement into women's butts?
Yes, I did.
Yeah.
And they got extremely sick. Yeah. And it's like, I don't know how those people didn't die. I don't know.
No.
But it is one of we did a whole episode on it. And I just feel like this really began to be a thing as soon as the Kardashians kind of made because for me, Kim Kardashian, whether or not you think she's beautiful, is our Marilyn Monroe.
That's true. Yeah.
So that's our measure of beauty. That's our standard of beauty. I mean, for almost a little bit, it was like Angelina Jolie for like a second. And then
I think though, at the same time that like the Kardashians came out around the same time as Instagram, right? So, I mean, if that was around 10 years before, it would have been Angelina Jolie. It would have been,
Yep.
Jen Aniston or.
Yeah, but like Jennifer Aniston she's tried to keep her, and we can talk about this, but she's gotten work done. Did you watch the reunion?
She what?
She's gotten work done, tons of work. But have you seen the reunion? The Friends reunion?
No, I haven't.
No, me neither. But I have seen like little clips. And they talk about one of the guys in there who's had so much work, and like they've been dragging this guy, like how much work. I think his name is Joey or something like that. Like he could barely speak. He was like slurring his words, and I think he might have a drug problem. But anyway, they all look like their faces they've just gotten faceless.
Yeah.
And sometimes I feel like when I see that, I'm like, are you purposefully trying to fake us out? Or do you know that we know that you got a facelift. And if that's the case, why can't you just say that?
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying?
No, I do. I kind of just think too, though, it's like I said before, like if you're probably like 34 and up, it's
a thing.
Still not a spoken about thing, you know?
Yeah. But if you're, if you're in the limelight, obviously you do things that normal people don't do, right?
Yeah.
And
yeah.
So if you can be in the limelight and do abnormal things, then one of those things, and we get to see you all the time, one of those things I feel you're obligated to do is to tell us the truth. So it's like with Nicole Kidman, it's like either, you know what I mean?
Love the Nicole Kidman thing.
I'm on it because it's like she vehemently denies getting it. And like now she like,
I thought she admitted to getting Botox. No?
I don't know. I don't know. I haven't seen that, but I haven't searched.
Yeah.
You know.
No.
So maybe she did, but or like Renee Zellweger. Do you see?
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like I just feel like there's a bit of an obligation to not fool us, and so
I agree.
That maybe it's a little bit different for our generation and older, like
yeah,
our secrecy. But I feel like, and we can start talking about this, is Gen Z, the young people, they're just getting it done, and they're letting us know that they're getting it done.
It's also, I mean, like for me, I kind of would have hated growing up at this time, like with Instagram, because I'm like, how much is, I don't even think most of it's plastic surgery. It's like, filters and everything. Like,
that's true.
So how much is filtered out as opposed to actual work done?
That's true. But it's like, remember you know how you're like, everybody looks the same? Because everybody is looking the same.
Right?
Everybody's
right. That's
100%. It's like everyone's looking like a version. Every white woman is looking like a version
of
Kylie Jenner or Kylie Jenner. Or and I feel like, it's a little different for Black women, but I feel like most of the time for Black women, it's about that ass. Like everyone's trying to do the Kim Kardashian. But
you guys have beautiful skin though, so that's
it ain't even about that. You know what I mean?
You don't need the filter on the skins.
Oh god. Yeah. That's why you're on the show.
That's what?
I said that's why you're on the show. Give me compliments all day. Damn.
It's true.
Oh,
you have skin like me. You need the filters.
No, she's lying. Everyone, she's lying. This isn't a competition here for who can give the most compliments, but she is lying. She's got great skin. Okay. But yeah, everyone's sort of looking like a version of that with those lip kit. Remember the lip kit thing?
Yes. Yeah.
The lips and that sort of buttony nose, like the button nose and high cheekbones and the eyes, right? Those big round eyes. And and obviously the more defined eyebrows. I still have my fucking eyebrows from I still have my eyebrows from 1999.
When we pluck too much?
Yes.
My sister and I tell my niece all the time, we're like, do not touch your eyebrows because when you do, you have to get microblading like me.
Girlfriend. And I wish
it's a thing. It's a thing that like I think anyone from our area age has to live with.
It is. It's a curse. I used to put Nair on these things.
Oh my God.
I went all the way.
Drew Barrymore. I blame her for her like.
Exactly. God, the curse of skinny eyebrows. So, but all power to you.
And they don't grow back. They don't grow back.
Do not. I tried for an entire year prior to.
Oh yeah, no, me too.
God. Anyway, so young girls, younger women, and Botox and fillers. What are your thoughts on that? Like, what age do you see it happening the most, or when do you think it starts? Or
God, I think like Botox, you can start. I don't know. Like personally, I started when I was 29, and it was because I had a super horrible deep line there from frowning too much because I've got resting bitch face. And
I love it. I love it. You and me.
But like I think 29 and up for like Botox, but I mean fillers for F's sake, like that's, you know, young girls, no, like that's, I don't know about you, but like if I could go back to like natural 23-year-old me, I'd take it in a heartbeat.
Oh God, girl.
Do you know what I mean? Like I had nothing done and I would take that over anything.
Also,
so
being 23 was like, I don't know, I felt so liberated. I don't know.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
Just
like the best years of your life, right? Yeah.
I'm whispering because my husband's in the other room. Yes. You know? Yeah, and I think that makes sense, like 29, because you can make really sort of, I think you can make more informed opinions about why you're doing what you're doing, and you know, you start to realize like, oh, like I can do this, and if I don't like it, like hopefully I can change. I do feel like, I don't know about you, but like I'm seeing a lot of girls, like teeny boppers, who are like, you know, 19, 20, 21, who my age. And I'm just like, sis, like, what is going on? Like, why? Like your face hasn't even fully formed yet.
Oh no, of course. And like you're just kind of aging yourself at that point. It's like enjoy looking like you're 19 when you're 19 years old, because that's not going to last that long, you know? Like I don't get I get it when you're like 15, 16 wanting to look older, you know, but like 18, 19, like 20 up to 25, like you're living your best life. That's you're looking the best that you're going to be looking for the rest of your life. So do not age yourself any more than you need to.
No. And I think the person to start the young girl trend is Kylie Jenner. Because
I agree with that. Yeah.
She started when she was 19 with those lips. Or I don't even know if they're lips.
Yeah.
Her whole face changed, in my opinion.
Everything changed.
Oh.
And again, like I mean, I understand some younger people. I went to high school with someone that had, you know, a nose job when they were younger, but it was a dramatic, you know. I understand that. I also went to school with someone that had like breast reduction and that sort of thing. That's, you know, like in dramatic circumstances.
Right.
I understand, you know, like I get that. So I'm not speaking to, I guess, every 18-year-old, 16-year-old, whatever, but like when you're beautiful to begin with, and you're getting the lip enhancements and that sort of thing, it's unnecessary.
I really, you know, I could talk about this forever. I really think you're right. But it's like beauty is in the eye of the beholder, right? And if we're going,
It is.
and if we're going to say we're trying to keep up with beauty standards, societal beauty standards, I think it's really hard on girls because I don't think that,
Oh,
you know what I mean? Like, I don't think most girls look like
no, but I mean, you even look at like Instagram girls versus what they look like. I personally know someone, what she posts on Instagram as opposed to what she actually looks like. It's
too much.
It's too much. And like, I don't know, like personally, I've never really used filters or anything on Instagram, and I don't really post that much on there because I'm old. But,
I love it.
but I mean, I just, for me, I'm like, I would hate to meet up with someone, or like even dating websites, for instance, hate to meet up with someone and then look at me in person and go, oh shit, that looks nothing like you. Do you know what I mean?
Oh my God. And that happened to me. I was on a dating website, not recently, but like long time ago.
Yes.
Only because I was using older photos of me. I kind of went through a little bit of a chubby phase, which is totally cool. I'm into the chubs. But I didn't update my dating pictures. And the guy saw me a bit heavier, and I'm like, what? I'm the same girl. I'm just like 10 pounds heavier,
Yeah.
you know, or 20 pounds, give or take. And
you're like, I've gained a person.
Right.
This is not a big deal.
It's cool. It's cool. We're cool. And he was like, wow, you don't look anything like your photos. I'm like, what are you talking about? I'm the same girl. Like, look at me. Look at the skin. So I get the whole, you know, like, don't try and lead people on. But like, yeah, maybe, I don't know. I guess to some degree, social media is to blame for
Slightly.
for this sort of like artificial push in addition.
Yeah.
But it's like, what happens when they want to go back to what they were? Because I feel like we're entering now a new phase where overdone may not be where we want to be anymore. Because we're starting to like, you know what I mean? Like with the whole PC culture, with the whole woke culture, cancel culture, it's all about the truth. It's all about transparency. It's all about.
Do you think it's entering back into that though?
I do.
Looks wise?
I think what's happening is that people are trying to go into, I look like I'm telling the truth.
Yeah.
So they may still get Botox and fillers and plastic surgery, but it's less about, oh, I have a big ass or I have big lips, and more so, I have fitting lips for my face. And, you know, I have a better looking ass than I did before. You know what I mean? Like, so instead it's like, yeah, I just did a couple squats, you know, over summer break, and my ass. As opposed to, wow,
naturally.
You know what I mean? As opposed to, you've got a whole shelf on your back. You know, it's more, I feel like because of the way socially and politically where we are, I feel like it's starting to take a little bit of a shift that way. But I don't think that plastic surgery or fillers or Botox are going to go out of style. Do you?
No, God, no. I mean, plastic surgery has been around for, you know,
forever.
God knows how many years. Like it's, this is not anything new. I mean, the fillers, the Botox, but I think it's more the showing off that is a new thing. Yeah.
And it's like, they're confident about the fact, like I feel like these young people are confident about the fact that they get this work done. I think that young men are legitimately and genuinely interested in artificial beauty and like beauty that's like Botox, fillers, and plastic surgery. I think that's.
I feel like we need to hear from some young men on this one, because.
But I mean, if you look at those Instagram accounts of those fake, you know what I mean, of those.
Yeah. Yeah.
The followings are insane, and most of them are men.
Yeah.
They're followers. So it's like, I don't know, maybe it's that whole, like, the porn industry, because you know the porn industry is obviously.
Yeah.
So maybe it's like, oh, now, you know, that kind of look is now becoming socially acceptable. It is. Like, remember when Pam Anderson was like, I don't know if I said this already, but remember when Pam Anderson was like an exotic creature, and we were just kind of like, wow, like, okay, like now she looks like anyone.
Yeah.
You know, those boobs and those tits, and it was just like she publicly had the porn look, and we accepted her with this porn look, and to be honest, it wasn't even that like porn like, you know what I mean? It was just kind of like big boobs and.
No, it's interesting though. Like, I mean, if you look at the fans only, like the top people, they are very porn like looking.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like, is this a fantasy, or is this what you actually want in your bed at night? You know?
I think you're right. But sometimes I think about, like, as an example, Rob Kardashian, you know him, right?
Yeah.
And I think to myself, okay, why would you impregnate? Like, you have all this money. You could, even if you don't, the best.
I know where you're going with this, but keep going.
Right? Even if you don't have the best body, you're not as popular as your sisters, whatever. He's a handsome dude. He could literally get anybody, especially if he's like, I'm Rob Kardashian. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm sure people went over him. And the girl that he was with, who was from 3LW, Adrian, whatever, remember her?
Yeah, she was hot.
She was hot. She was beautiful. But have you seen her now?
No.
She's on The View. You got to check her out. She looks crazy. I'm going to regret saying this.
Good? Crazy? Or?
I'll let you be the judge of that.
Okay.
I'll let you be the judge of that. But
that's not who he got pregnant.
No, that is not. Sorry, to right back on here again.
Okay.
Who we got pregnant was what's her name?
Black China. Yeah.
And she, like, look, I'm speechless. You know what I'm saying? Like, she's the epitome for me of, like, porn culture. Like, now, nothing wrong with porn culture, but it's, as you mentioned, has a little bit of a fantasy, because women don't fucking look like that, you know? Tattoos are not, you know what I mean? Women just don't they're not built like that. That's outrageous, all right? And her face is outrageous, in my opinion. And it's not that it's not that she's unattractive or ugly. It's just like, that's who he chose to have a baby with. So it's no more fantasy. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I choose you to mother my kids. That body of which, like, isn't original. It's like a whole other body. So I'm like, what do you see? Like, what are you looking, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, do you know what you're looking at?
Yeah. It's, how long did they last? Not very long.
No, they didn't.
No.
Right. They didn't. Maybe he didn't think about it. You're right. Maybe. I don't know. I just think it's a huge decision when you're like, yes, I think I would like, even if he's like in the middle of it and whatever, they're doing it. And it's like, he's made this decision like, oh yeah, this is so good that I have reached a point where I've decided chemically in my body, biologically in my body, that my little sperm counts are going to go in there and you're going to have my fucking baby.
Can we just stop for a second? Because like, I'm pretty sure we speak about like every man, NBA players, NFL players. Do you think they're stopping for a second and saying, my sperm count is going into this woman?
I mean, no, I don't.
Like, come on.
But he kept up with this woman. He professed his love for her. He really liked her. Now, the only thing that kind of like goes in my head, like, is like, okay, those are probably like, he has a certain pool of women that he associates with based on his level of wealth. So he can't, it's not like he's out here walking the streets and finding myself.
No, true.
You know what I mean? Like, he's seeing like really, you know, the women who hang out with those types of men, which is a certain level of like societal, I don't know if it's class, but
is it class? Because like, I'm pretty sure like, you know, when you see like, again, sports players in clubs, don't they call them like the clinger honors? You know, I don't know if this is.
Remember that whole video of Tristan Thompson? Did you ever see that video?
No.
Of him being basically,
I think anyone was more up on like American trash than I was. I love this.
Yes, girl. I'm here with it. But he was basically like what do you call it when someone attacks you? It was like this girl and another girl basically were just, they wouldn't leave him alone, and he couldn't really, like, he could, but it was the type of thing.
So I was gonna say, is it okay to cheat at that point, or?
I don't think it's okay, but I'm saying that like they get attacked by these, what do they call it? Go ahead.
Sorry, I was gonna say, I kind of have a theory though, that if you marry someone like the sports world, that you're entering into the fact that they will cheat on you. Like,
yeah,
this is kind of my like blanket theory that you're entering into this, you know what you're getting into.
I understand. You're right. In that it comes with the territory. I hear what you're saying.
Yeah.
But everybody has, you know what I'm saying? Like, they don't, like, yes, I agree. I think that women and men throw themselves at these types of figures all the time because of the money that they make, right? And so, yes, you are, strangely enough, entering into this world where you know that this is commonplace, where stuff just happens. But, you know, in a lot of respects, like, he looked in the video like he was almost kind of taken advantage of, you know, like these two women are coming on either side, and then they're like touching his face to like make him kiss, you know, and in that situation, I don't know. If I were him and I was fucking
you're going for it. But this is the thing though. I kind of feel like if you marry someone in that, you know what's gonna, like, you witness it while you're dating.
Right. Yeah.
Maybe that's a wrong perspective to have on this whole thing, but
no, I think it's a fine perspective to have because we know how common it is, you know?
Yeah.
So it's like, you know, why wouldn't you think that it's a possibility that that will happen?
I just don't, like, I don't understand when I see women that are like shocked by their like NFL husband, quarterback, whatever, that's cheated. And it's like, well,
I see.
I don't know, like you said, there's videos out there of this happening. Like,
Yeah.
surely you've witnessed it in person.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
I think they have, you know, but in saying that, the women who seem to be flocking to these men or these men seem to be cheating on their spouses with, are all these, what I consider to be fantasy women.
Yeah.
Which are the Kardashians, which are the porn, people who either look a little bit less like porn stars or just like porn stars. People like Rob's Black China, Selena Powell, who's got like she's just known in the whole like entertainment industry for being a woman that all the celebrities seem to be sleeping with, So, and she just kind of is known to be like running that, like, oh, I slept with Drake, and oh, here are the text messages of our rendezvous. And these guys like still sleep with her. So I think that it's interesting that now, like, oh my God, Iggy Azalea.
Yeah.
This is the crazy thing was the woman that Nick, her ex-boyfriend, cheated on her with, was with who I consider to be a homegirl, someone who has not gotten any work done. Like, when I say like work, I mean like, she's not gotten any surgery. She doesn't look fake. And she's extremely sort of like normal looking. And it was his high school sweetheart whom they've already had 2 kids with.
I'm like, that's sweet. He cheated with his high school sweetheart. I should not have said to that.
No,
that's so wholesome. That's the nicest thing I've heard all day.
I mean, I feel you because it's like, at least he didn't cheat on her with a porn star. But I think it's sort of interesting that he cheated on the fantasy woman instead of, you know what I'm saying? He cheated on she's got the fantasy body, the lips, the nose, the boobs, the butts, everything, she's got the porn star thing going on. And he cheated on her with an
wholesome.
Yes, not an average, but a normal, woman. And
I need to look her up. What's her name?
I don't know, but you can just type in Nick Young's girlfriend or wife now, I think.
Right.
But it's just so.
No, apparently I'm pro cheating.
No, you're not. We know that you're not. But it's nice. It's kind of nice to hear like, oh wow, that is the reverse, which just, in my opinion, goes to show you, and it sort of affirms what you said, which is that the woman they want and like want to marry, or is it just a fantasy?
Yeah.
But here's my thing, like, I don't know how Rob could have had a child with her. Now, the baby, his child, is the most gorgeous creature I have ever seen. Like, she is so cute, and she looks just like him.
Okay.
So it's like maybe like his body knew that it would work, and you know what I'm saying? Like, on some like,
his sperm was going into her because he was like, we're just gonna make really cute children, and
I'm trying to think like, what the hell could it be, but I just think that, I don't know about you, but I want to be able to die with as much of myself as I can have. But I also want to have the freedom and the ability to look and do whatever I please to my body. And, I'm grateful not to have been able, like, I've gotten Botox in my forehead before, and I'm, I'm grateful that I, at the moment, don't have to get anything just yet. I mean, there's stuff, there's stuff that like I could get, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like, there is something to me, and it's probably an unpopular opinion, but I kind of like the way aging women look when they're comfortable with it. Like,
Yeah. No.
do you know what I'm saying?
No, I agree with that. Yeah. I don't think that's unpopular. I think that's, it's like a lot of women recently who have started like going gray for the first time. If you've seen those posts, you know what I mean? Like it's, they look awesome.
They look,
like
I want to be like a Susan Sarandon. You know what I'm saying? Like where.
Yeah. Wow.
Well, not, you know what I mean?
I was going to say, maybe had quite a bit of work done. So
yeah, maybe not her. Like, let's say, like,
how about, oh,
I know, it's just so common.
What's the British actress?
What does she look like?
She's, her name starts with an M.
Blonde, brunette.
Gray. She looks awesome.
Helen Mirren? You said
no. But yes, Helen Mirren.
That's so funny. That's so funny because you said her name starts with an M and I gave her last name. That's so good. That's so funny.
Very good.
Very good.
Helen Mirren, though. Like, she looks awesome.
She looks awesome. She looks awesome.
Right?
And yeah. Like, I feel like it's kind of like a rite of passage to look and feel sexy.
Yeah.
At every like, 10 years of your life, and I think you've done that. So, I respect people who, but at the same time, it's like, shit, like if I want to get some work done, like I don't want anyone being like, did you get work done? And I'll probably be at a place in my life where I'll be comfortable if I do get work done to say like, yeah, I did, but
absolutely. I've had several friends tummy tucks and whatnot after having kids, and I'm like, praise to you for getting that done, because they're like, it bothered me.
Yeah.
My stomach was never like, as much as they exercised or did anything, their stomach wasn't going back to the point it was prior.
Yeah.
So I'm like, if it was bothering you, like, I wouldn't have noticed.
Yeah.
On some of them, but like,
yeah.
Good for you.
Good for you. Exactly.
Yeah. I just think like 20 with trying to look like an Instagram model.
Yeah.
Is a bit much. Yeah. Personally.
I think,
but
no, I hear you. I think it is a bit much. And I am hopeful that we'll continue to get to this place of like refined beauty again, where artificiality is not something we're seeking so much. And it's just part of like, yeah, I just felt like that would make me happy if I did it. And more, you know what I mean? So that because at the moment, there really isn't like diversity of beauty. It's just like, this is the standard of beauty. And that's what we're going with right now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's nice that it's a different type of beauty. Like for the first time, like hips are celebrated, butts are celebrated, big lips are celebrated, things that weren't, especially like within the Black community, things that weren't really seen to be valuable in a, in a, what do you call it? In a larger sense, like it's only recently that like skinny has kind of gone out the window, and like it's like a better thing, right? Or a more sought after thing, or healthy looking. But I think we're going back to skinny.
Are we? Okay.
I really do.
See, regardless though, like of skinny or fat, it's always no cellulite. Do you know what I mean though? Like it's like hips are celebrated, but like if you've got cellulite, get out. Like so.
And what the hell is that? Like, isn't that just part of how we all come? Like, men have cellulite.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
It's hard for me, you know. Anyway, this has been great. Thank you again for
Okay. Thank you.
Yes, thank you. And for being with us. Everyone, please. Oh, we hope you have enjoyed a little chit chat here. And I'm sure you've got your opinions. I'm sure you've got your own opinions on beauty and fillers and Botox and whatnot. But we hope you stay safe and we hope you stay true to yourself. Until then, please like, share, and subscribe. And we will see you on the flip side.
Oh my god. Orange is not my new black.